Namaste everyone. Welcome back to JD Healing Vibes, series of Asana yoga classes that are devoted to the chakras or the energy centers of the human being. So this evening we are moving up to our third chakra, and the third chakra we have some symbols here which I can show you we're moving up to the yellow or golden chakra, which is the solar plexus or Manipura in Sanskrit, lustrous gem. So we've moved up from the root chakra, which is the red chakra, the earthing chakra, a very masculine energy, and then we've come up through into the pelvic chakra, which was the lunar energy and the more feminine, gentler, softer, more reflective energy. And we're coming up to the solar plexus, the solar center, another masculine energy. It's a dynamic heating chakra. And when we focus on physical practices for Manipura Chakra, we're focusing on this area of the body, the solar plexus, the area around this center. And this is the body's battery. It's the energy production and transformation center. So we're centered around the metabolic functions and of course all of the metabolic organs, the organs concerned with digestive processes, of transforming all of the energies from outside us and bringing them inside the body for energy, use of the body for energy purposes and for also building the strength of the body systems. On the energetic or just the moving into a more emotional side, the solar plexus is actually the emotional center of the human body. And so again, we're looking at transformative processes, about being able to transform negative energies into positive energies for positive growth of the individual's sense of identity, sense of self-will, self-empowerment. And when we're operating from a higher level in the solar plexus center, we're working on being self-empowered and then being able to empower others through our own sense of self-empowerment and connection to our own sense of identity, our sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Working from this chakra, we're always working on transforming the ego energies into the higher energies of this sense of bringing people into our sphere of operations and helping people to develop their own sense of self-esteem, self-empowerment, individuality, etc. So very powerful, strong center. And in this Asana class, we're going to be focusing on particularly some dynamic and strengthening pranayama practices, the pranayama or the breathing practices. And we're also going to be centering on some practices that help to balance this area out and work on stimulating and bringing energy, the life force energy, into this center of the body so that we can really function in a strong and powerful way. So again, it's quite as I said, a masculine energy that we're working on, remembering that as human beings, we have both the feminine and the masculine energies, and we want to bring those energies into balance so we can operate in the most effective way in our human life journey. So when we are practicing our yoga, remember to not eat before a yoga class, and it's particularly important when we're focusing on the solar plexus because we're going to be really pumping this part of the body, and so we want to be working the muscles, working on the organs. We don't want to have a lot of food in the way. So I always suggest that for yoga classes, please don't eat anything for at least 2 hours before a yoga class. A lot of the pranayama that we're doing in this class tonight, we're also going to be suggesting that you do them first thing in the morning before you have anything to eat. So you're really working on this area, which will be free completely of any of the digestive processes. And when we then work on this area, we're also helping to encourage the elimination processes happening. So if you tend to have a sluggish colon, it will help you to get those peristalsis movements going nice and effectively. So first of all, we are going to, as we always do, we're going to do a little bit of warming up, but a lot of these warming up practices, they're also working on getting that solar plexus center prepared for the more dynamic practices. So first of all, we're going to start with feet a little apart and then bending the knees slightly, and you're going to keep your feet planted on the ground, and we're just going to do a little loose swing from side to side. So there's that working on the waist and the lumbar part of the spine as well. So gently loosening that area up. And then we're going to put a little bit of a dynamic breathing practice with this as well. This is called the fire breath, where we're stimulating this area. The fire breath, we're going to be breathing in through the nose and we're going to be breathing out through the mouth. When we inhale, we're facing forward, and when we blow the breath out, we're going to squeeze the belly in as we move to the side. So let's do a few rounds of that. So just nice and loose with the arms. Make sure the knees are a little bent. And then we're breathing in, breathing out. And back to center. Just a little rub of the belly, a little bit of a shake. Particularly when we're working on the solar plexus, we're heating the body. So these are good practices to do, as I said, early in the morning. Good practices to do when it's a bit chilly and you want to build up heat in the body. If it's a very hot day, we want to do the calming, the cooling practices. So I wouldn't be suggesting any of these practices when we're in a hot environment. Also for pregnant ladies, just be very cautious. Don't be squeezing the abdomen in. You can do the practices, but when we're doing these very stimulating squeezing practices, just don't do those. Just work gently with this whole abdominal area while you're pregnant, especially if you're moving beyond the first trimester. So we're going to do a little shoulder shrugging, just to release that area, a little bit of a alternate shoulder roll, and then going in the other direction. And then some spinal movements, and again we're going to be working this solar plexus area with these, so just making sure you're in good mountain posture. Bottom and tummy should be tucked toward the spine, and we're lifting up through the pelvic floor area. Bring your shoulders towards your ears, and then roll them back and relax them down, turning palms outwards, taking a breath in nice and deep through the nose if you can, stretching up, clasping the hands, turning your palms upwards, relax as you exhale. Breathing in, and we're doing a really good stretch up toward the ceiling, and then exhaling, moving over into a little side stretch, going over towards your right, just as far as you can. Inhaling, coming back to center, and then exhaling, and we're going to the left side. Breathing in, coming back to the center. So we're going to go do one more inch, exhaling, going to the right again, just as far as you can. Breathing in, slowly coming back to center, and then exhaling as we're going to the left. Inhaling and coming back to center. Exhale, just have a little rest there. And then another deep breath in, this time a little twist, turning towards your right just as far as you can. Breathing in, coming back to the front, and then on your exhalation going towards your left. Breathing in, coming back to centre, so once again breathing out, going to the right. And then inhaling, coming back to centre, and then exhaling to the left. Inhaling, coming back to centre, and then moving a little towards your right. Exhaling, moving forward and slowly down. So just being careful of your lower back as you're coming down. You can either bring your hands onto your leg or sliding down, bringing the hands toward the floor and lifting the buttocks. And this will give you a nice little stretch to the spine, back of the legs, and also the belly is massaged. Breathing in, coming up slowly. And once again, just very careful of your lower back as we're coming up, back to centre, turning a little to your left, and then exhaling, moving over the left foot, coming down. So you can bring your hands onto your leg, or going a little further and deeper, pressing palms toward the floor, lifting the buttocks. Just taking a couple of breaths while you're holding the position. And then inhaling, coming up slowly. Careful of your lower back once again, coming back into the centre position, and then bending your knees, exhaling, arms to shoulder height. Press the palms away, tuck your chin towards your chest, press the pelvis forward, nice stretch to the shoulders. Inhaling, slowly lower your arms and bring your head up gradually. Release, and then a little roll of the shoulders and reverse. And then just another finishing movement for our spinal series. So hands on the lower back, and then bending the knees, tuck the tailbone forward, pressing the pelvis forward, drawing the shoulders back, and as long as your neck's okay, taking your head slowly up and arching back with the upper body. Exhaling, slowly coming back to centre. I'm just going to fold forward a little bit just to reverse that movement, coming into tabletop, and then inhaling, coming back to centre, and exhaling. Bend the knees, pressing the pelvis forward again, inhaling, taking shoulders and head back, going into that little back bend again, and then exhale, come up slowly and folding forward back into that tabletop position, lifting the buttocks. Breathing in, slowly come back to centre, place your hands on your waist and rotating the bottom around, just loosening up that gentle movement for the hips and the lower back, and then reverse. So now we're going to do a little movement which I call as a churning of the solar plexus, the abdominal area. So it helps to stimulate movement in this area, getting the energy flowing there. So we're going to keep our feet about hip width apart, and we're going to bend the knees slightly, and then we're going to bring the hands up just over to the right side. So we're going to breathe in, and when we're breathing in, you can breathe in through your nose, and you're just slowly using the waist or the belly to move the arms around. So the arms are not moving, it's the waist that's doing the movement. And then coming back down, so just moving the waist, so we're bringing the arms down and bringing them up. So breathing in, slowly moving back towards the left side. Exhale, coming down and then using the waist, so feel the movement coming from the belly area back to the right side, and then we're going to reverse. So coming down as we exhale to the left, coming back up and inhaling, coming back around to the right, so one more round, coming down, so feel the waist moving. Try not to move the arms. The arms should not be moving. It's the waist that is creating the movement, coming up, inhaling, coming back slowly around to the right, and then coming back to the centre, and then just relax, have a little shake, little massage of the belly area as well. So next we're going to do a breathing practice that is a very stimulating, dynamic, cleansing breath. And it's, again, this is working on this solar plexus, this whole abdominal area here, from the diaphragm down to around about the middle of the belly. So once again, never do this breathing practice if you've just eaten. We need to have a nice empty belly. So I'm going to show you how to do this technique with a little bit of assistance from our hands first, and then we're going to do the practice in two different postures. I'm going to do the practice in the archer posture first, and then in the warrior posture. So this breathing practice, or pranayama, is called Bhastrika. Bhastrika is translated from that Sanskrit term as bellows breath. And if you know what a bellows is, it's that mechanical machine that you sort of use in and out with your hands, and it puffs the air to bring the fire, you know, to stimulate the fire to be created, so it brings oxygen into the fire. So we're bringing the fire into the belly when we're doing this. So we're going to start with our hands resting just over the navel, the middle of the belly, solar plexus, and we want the fingers just touching, so it'll be your middle fingers just touching. Now with this breath, we're going to be doing the inhalation through the nose, and the belly will push outwards, fingertips should come apart, and the exhalation is short and sharp, and the fingertips come together as the belly squeezes in, and you're blowing the breath out through your mouth. So this is a Bhastrika practice. Inhalations are done through the nose, exhalations are done through the mouth. There are other Bhastrika practices you can do where you're doing the inhalation and the exhalation through the nose, but this particular one, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. So we're going to have a little go at getting this going. It's really focusing on using the muscles of the abdominal area. So if you want to build up muscular strength and control, this is the breath for you. Okay, also gets rid of fat around this area, so it trims it all up as well as stimulates this whole digestive area. So we're going to start, let's do 5 of these together, and I'm just going to do a sort of middle pace, not a really quick pace, just so that you get used to the idea, coordinating the breath and the movement of this solar plexus center. So just following along with me. So we're breathing in through the nose. Okay, so that's quite a slow round that we've done, just to get the idea happening. Try not to be moving other parts of the body. Try not to move the hips or the lower back. We're isolating that movement to the belly muscles. So let's try again, fingertips together. So this time we're going to double the amount of breaths, and we'll make it slightly quicker. So we're going to do 10 Bhastrika breaths. Start by breathing in through the nose. And rest. Just give this whole belly area a nice little rest. If at any stage it becomes too much for you, always stop and rest. Don't do this to the point of discomfort, and especially anybody who has perhaps a little bit of reflux. Perhaps don't do too many of them, and just be very mindful of how your body is responding. If you have an empty stomach, you shouldn't be getting that acid reflux. But if you're finding that it's stimulating the reflux, then just don't do the practice. You can do the other elements of this class. Acid reflux, we don't want to sort of cause any of that discomfort there. All right, now we're going to do this bellows breath, Bhastrika breath, first of all in the archer posture. So I'm going to ask you to step your right foot forward and your left foot back. So there's about 1 metre between your feet, facing forward, and the legs are going to stay straight for the archer posture. Archer posture, we're going to pretend that we're about to release an arrow from the bow. So we've got a full yoga breath with this, and then we're going to do those 10 Bhastrika breaths. So we're going to bring the right arm forward, so about shoulder height, 4 fingers together, and the thumb is pointing up to the centre, or up to the ceiling, sorry. And then the fist with the left hand. So we're going to bring the left fist to that thumb. Take a slow, deep breath in it, and just imagine you're pulling a really taut bowstring all the way back to your shoulder, just underneath the shoulder. Now we're going to focus on that solar plexus abdominal area and following along with me, 10 breaths. Breathing in. And relax, bringing the arms down. So we're going to swap over, so bringing your left foot forward, right foot back. Once again, just make sure you're nice and balanced, legs are straight, nice, powerful, strong stance. And this time you're going to bring your left arm forward to shoulder height with that thumb pointing up toward the ceiling. Making a fist with the right hand, bring the fist to the left thumb. So we're going to pull that taut bowstring back, breathing deeply, slowly. Coming back slowly, as if you've got really, really strong bowstring and you're bringing that back to just underneath the shoulder area. Looking now, line of sight, looking towards that thumb, focusing your attention on the solar plexus center. Start by breathing in. Coming back, just having a little rest, so we're going to give that belly a nice little massage, just relaxing all the muscles there, hands on the waist, and gently rotating your bottom slowly, and then reverse the direction. And just once again have a little bit of a shake of everything. All right, now we're going to do, finally, to finish off the Bhastrika breathing for this session, we're going to do the Bhastrika breaths in the warrior posture. Very strong, powerful. And again, we did the warrior posture for the root chakra, because it's also very strong grounding and centering posture, also very centered in the solar plexus energy as well, so that sense of personal empowerment. Okay, so let's come into the warrior posture. So you're going to step your right foot forward, left foot back as we started in the archer posture first, placing hands on the waist, breathing deeply. On your exhalation, bending the right knee, slide the right foot forward, coming into a nice strong right angle position, and this left leg should just stretch back nice and straight and open up through this inner thigh area. facing forward, so both shoulders facing forward. Relax the shoulders back and down. We've got this opening up into this solar plexus center, which is what we're going to be focusing on. So once again, bow and arrow, so we're bringing the right arm forward. Once again, thumb points up, and we're going to make a fist. So I'm just going to, for those of you who'd like to go a little bit further, I'm going to increase the number of breaths. Instead of doing 10, we're going to try for 15. If it's too much for you, you just stop. Don't cause discomfort. We want to just come to whatever capacity you're ready for at this point in time. So the fist, bringing it up to the thumb. Taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose and pulling that taut bowstring back, bringing it up underneath the underarm, looking at your thumb, line of sight, and focusing on the solar plexus. Start with your inhalation. Relax your arms and then straighten the right leg, turn the toes in, walk back, heel turn, little shake. Just relax that belly area, rotating gently around, and then reverse. And then swapping over, so we've got left foot forward, right foot back again. Make sure your pelvis points forward, hands are on the waist. Breathe in deeply on your exhalation, bending the left knee, and we're going to walk that left foot forward, coming down into that nice, strong, powerful posture, just working on the legs as well, and stretching out through that back leg, facing forward, opening up that whole abdominal area now, and then bringing your left arm forward, thumb pointing upwards. Making a fist with the right, bring the fist to the thumb, take a slow deep breath in, drawing that taut bowstring back until your fist is right underneath the underarm, looking towards the thumb, focusing on that belly. So remember, we're just trying to use the belly muscles, we're not letting other parts of the body move. We're going to try for 15 again. So starting with your inhalation. Breathing in, and relax. Straighten the left leg, turn the toes in, just walking back slowly, have a little shake, and once again just relaxed rotations of the bottom, and then reverse. So the Bhastrika breath, very warming, heating, breathing practice. We're going to do one more little exercise, or asana, before we move to the sitting practices tonight. And again, we're going to be using the Agni Chalana breath, which is the fire breathing breath. We're going to do some cross crawl with fire breathing, and once we've done that, we should be pretty warm, because all of these are very heating practices. So with the cross crawl movement, the more challenging movement we're going to do is with the elbows, opposite elbow to knee, that movement. But if you do find that that's a little bit too much for you and you want to do a gentler movement, just placing the hands at about hip level, and then you're just going to bring opposite knee towards the hand. So that's an option for people who find that the higher level one is a little bit more challenging and you'd like to just do a gentler movement. Again, we're going to be using that squeezing in of the belly to stimulate that and bring heat into that solar plexus center. So the method we're going to use is we're going to be doing an upper body movement, and you're going to be taking your opposite knee to elbow as close as you can, or you're doing that gentler movement, and then putting the fire breath with it. You're inhaling when you're facing center, and then blowing the breath out and squeezing the belly in when you squeeze the elbow and the knee towards each other. It's got coordination as well. This is a right-left brain coordination exercise. So again, it's also good for balance as well. So it'll balance the brain, balance the solar plexus, and also stimulating the fire there. So for this one, I'm going to do 20 rounds. So just follow along with me, but stop and rest if you need to at any stage. All right, so hand on the shoulders, or you've got your hands like so. So breathing in and then breathing out. And then just have a little relaxed swing. Good. So that is our standing practices for the Solar Plexus Center, Manipura, lustrous gem. So in a moment, we're going to come back to do some seated practices, and we're going to do some more balancing practices for the Solar Plexus Center when we're doing the sitting down practices. So here we are back again, sitting down, and we're going to do the practices for the Solar Plexus Chakra now on our mat. So first of all, again, we'll just do a few little loosening movements. These again are also going to be helpful for just gently starting the stimulation of this center. So if we just relax back first of all, and then allow the feet and the knees to flop in and out. And then gently lifting your bottom as we rock from side to side. So it's just a nice little lower back loosening movement. And then back to center, bending your knees, taking a deep breath in. On your exhalation, taking your knees to your right and your head to the left. Breathing in, back to center, and then exhaling, taking knees to the left, head to the right. Breathing in, coming back to center, and one more each way. Knees to right, head to left. Inhale to center, exhaling, knees to left, head to right. Breathing in, coming back to center, coming up and sitting in the staff posture. Legs extended, leaning forward gently to loosen the lower back. Grab the buttocks, pull the buttocks out from underneath, and coming up and sitting nice and centered. And remember, if you need a little support, tuck it under your bottom. That can always be quite handy if you have any issues, especially with the lower back. It just helps to support you and encourage good alignment. Bring your shoulders towards your ears, and then rolling them back and relax them down. Chin parallel to the ground, just tucking in gently. And then slightly opening the legs. So we're going to start off with the Janu Cirrus arm series, which is it's termed head to knee posture, but it's actually more head to shin posture. And this one we're going to get some lovely massaging into the whole of the abdominal cavity as we're doing these movements. And so these are actually gently massaging and stimulating. Once again, make sure you haven't eaten before you do these practices. These are not quite as vigorous as the standing ones, but they certainly will work on balancing all of the metabolic functions, especially at the solar plexus center. So I'm going to get you to bend your left knee and bring your left foot up into the groin area. If you have any issues with the knee and you can't bend it, then you can work with the legs straight should you wish to do so. And the right leg is just a little bit out to the side. So we're going to start off with a little basic spinal twist movement. Bringing your left hand to your right knee and your right hand on the floor behind. Breathing in, so extend up first. On your exhalation, you're pressing the hand to the knee and slowly turning towards the right. And we want to feel that whole abdominal area doing the movement. And it's also lovely for the lumbar spine as well. And then you're just looking softly towards that right side with a couple of breaths there, keeping the neck soft. And then inhaling and gently and slowly come back around to the front. So just a nice little massage into there. Massaging also around that lumbar part of the spine. So back of the body is also part of the solar plexus. It is in a ring around this whole central area just below the diaphragm. So now we're going to do some forward bending, and when we're working the forward bending for the solar plexus, it's really functioning on massaging these internal abdominal organs. So we're going over the right leg in this instance first. So the liver is on the right side of the body. So this is going to help to tone the liver, a major detoxifying element of the body as well. So it will help to bring energy, bring oxygen to the liver and help to make it healthy and strong to do the work that the body needs it to do. So your hands placed on the right knee, gently curl the toes towards you. Breathing deeply. On your exhalation, we're going to lead with the belly. So you're coming down just carefully and slowly to whatever level you can, and sliding your hands slowly down to wherever you can manage. So you're clasping as low as your hands will go. Some of you may get to shin level, perhaps you're getting a little further, some to the ankle, and some of you may be able to grab your toes. So once you've got that little bit of an anchor, we're going to soften the upper body down a little bit more, just to get a little more stretch and moving that into that little squeezing of that abdominal area that we're working. Also obviously working the colon and the pelvic organs too. Breathing in, just having a little rest, so we're coming up a little bit, lifting and opening up again. And then on your exhalation, we're going to move into it again. So softening the belly down first, chest down, sliding the hands down, lowering the upper body softly down. Try and keep shoulders level, neck in line with the spine. Just holding that for a couple of breaths in and out. And then inhaling, lifting the front of the body and sliding the hands up slowly, all the way, coming back to the center, and then gently releasing your left leg. So we're going to just have a little break in between. Give the right back of the leg a little massage to the lower and lumbar section, where around the kidneys where we're working, and then just gently relax back, opening up a little to just release the hips, and then coming back, sitting nice and upright again, padding that little support again if you need it. Open the legs slightly, and this time we're going to bend. For you, it's going to be the right leg, tucking that heel into the groin. Or remember, you can work with the legs straight if need be. Starting off with, now we're going to be doing our spinal twist first. So you're bringing your right hand to your left knee, and the left hand goes on the floor behind. Breathing in, extending up first. On your exhalation, we press against the knee, slowly turn, so make sure we're using that abdominal area. Slowly turning toward the left, softly look towards the left side. Just holding for a couple of breaths in and out. And release. And slowly turning back to the front. Placing your hands now on the left knee and curling the toes towards you. So we're going over the left side. We will be massaging the left part of the abdominal cavity a little bit more now. So again, we're also doing that massaging in the direction of the flow of the colon. We did the right side first, then the left side. On the left side, we've got the spleen. And so this is going to just gently massage the spleen and help the spleen to function effectively. It's also the pancreas, so these movements are lovely for balancing out the production of insulin. So once again, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, we're leading with the belly, so the belly is coming towards the thigh, chest is coming down, we're sliding the hands down. So remember, you're just going to whatever position you can. Maybe it's the calf, maybe it's the ankle, or you might be able to get down to your toes. So you've got that anchor now, softening upper body a little closer toward the thigh if you can. So we're getting that squeezing effect into the belly. Just try and relax the muscles of the belly so we don't actually cramp up. We want to massage the organs particularly. Just keeping the shoulders as level as possible. And then breathing in, lift and releasing a little, coming up, sliding the hands up a little, have a little rest. And then on your exhalation, we're deepening the movement again. So belly is coming down, chest is coming down, sliding the hands down. Once again, softening upper body toward the thigh. Hold for a couple of breaths as we get that lovely stretch and massage into those internal abdominal organs. Breathing in now, releasing, coming up slowly all the way back to the center and facing forward again, and then gently release. So we're going to just stretch out that right leg and a little shake, massage the back of the left leg, and once again just flopping the knees and the feet. And then just to open up a little bit into the body, we're going to bring the feet together and then lifting the bottom up if you can, and gently rock from side to side with your bottom. It's a little bit stronger than the earlier one that we did. Come back to center, bring the bottom to the floor with your fists, give your lower back and anywhere around that region a little bit of a massage. So now we're going to continue on with this sequence, and again we focus a lot of this on working the solar plexus center. So we're going to come back into the staff posture and open the legs. So we're going back to bending the left knee for you, tucking heel into the groin. You can still work with the legs straight if need be. This time we're going to take the right leg a little wider, but still sitting centered, and we're going to do a slightly more advanced version of the spinal twist this time. Still working on getting this whole area, this solar plexus center, a lovely squeeze. So we've got the right hand on the right leg, and then stretch your left arm forward, turn the palm out, taking a deep breath in. We are now going to the left, watching your fingers, taking your arm and your upper body around to the left, as far as the arm will go, and then bring the left hand to the floor, press up through the spine, softly look towards that left side. Just hold for a couple of breaths. And then taking your left arm, so we're bringing it around the back of the waist and you're clasping around there. Again, you're looking toward the left. Just soften the neck. Hold for a couple of breaths. And then releasing the left arm so that you can turn back to face the front. So now we're going to do quite a strong side stretch, and these side stretches working the solar plexus, particularly also the lumbar spine, and we are trimming this whole waist area and working the organs in here as well. So we're taking a deep breath in. On your exhalation, start to move your upper body over the right side. And you're just gradually bringing your hand down as low as you can. So some of you, it might be just further up the leg. Some people might go further towards the ankle. If you're able to grab your big toe, this is the sort of the more challenging one, is to grab the big toe with your index finger and thumb. And try and move this right elbow inside the knee a little bit more. Lift up the left shoulder. Open the chest. Touching the left shoulder, breathing in, stretching up the left arm. And then exhaling, bringing this arm over the ear, keeping it above the ear. So some of you might have your hand further up. If you've got shoulder issues, you can modify the arm so you can keep it down if you need to. Some of you who are working quite deeply into the posture, you might be bringing your hands towards each other. Just taking a couple of breaths there, and you can feel that massaging on this. For you, it's the right side, so again, it's that liver side and that ascending colon area. And then release, coming up as you inhale. So we're just slowly coming up, bringing the left arm up. Exhaling, bring the left hand to the floor. We're just going to do a very little gentle counter pose. Breathing in, coming up with the right. And then on your exhalation, sliding the left hand away, so coming onto your forearm and stretching over the ear. This is just a really nice counter pose to that stronger side stretch that we did. Inhaling, coming back to center, then exhaling, bring that arm down. And then moving the right leg back to not quite as wide a position. And we're going to finish off with this little opening up position. This one is a little bit of a back arch. It's going to actually work that solar plexus at the back, as well as it's a good heart chakra one too, because it opens up the chest as well. Just be careful though, especially if you have neck issues. Don't take your head back if your neck isn't so good. So we're going to have the right hand on the right leg, left hand is on the floor behind you. Inhaling, pushing the bottom up, bring right toes to the floor. For some people that might be enough, so you just come down if you've had enough. Moving a little more deeply, touching the right shoulder, breathing in, stretching the right arm up. Press the pelvis forward. And then the last position, very careful of necks, taking your upper body back slowly, looking behind you. So arm goes back, head goes back. Just taking a couple of deep breaths. And then exhaling, so come back slowly with the head and then lower the bottom gently as the arm comes down, and then gently release the legs. Little shake, just release all the bits. Sometimes it's that wrist that we were on. Just do little shoulder rolls and reverse. And then just relax, flopping knees and feet. So we're going to do those movements on the other side to complete that set. So opening the legs a little again. This time you're going to be bending your right leg, tucking the heel into the groin. Open up a little bit more with the left leg, starting off with that spinal twist that's a little bit deeper. So your left hand on the left leg, stretching the right arm forward, turn the palm out, breathing in, slowly take your right arm to the right, watching as the arm goes back as far as it can. Bring the hand to the floor, press up through the spine, looking towards the right shoulder. And then taking your right arm round the back of the waist. Grab a hold far around as you can, looking towards the right. Couple of deep breaths. You can feel the abdominal area being massaged again. And then release, so we turn back slowly to face the front. We've just got that right arm just loosely behind us, moving into this side stretch, so we're massaging the left organs of the left abdominal cavity now. Breathe in deeply. On your exhalation, sliding the left hand down. So we're going over the left side. So once you've gone as far as you can, you grab down somewhere. If you're down at the big toe, catch it with your index finger and thumb and bringing that left elbow inside the knee. Open the chest, touching right shoulder, the right hand. Breathing in, stretch up the arm. Exhaling, taking the arm over the ear. So remember, keep it above the ear. So some of you will be further away. If you're getting really low down, you might be able to catch your hands, just looking forward with a couple more deep breaths. A lovely spinal stretch. But you can feel this whole area, this side of the abdominal area being massaged, as well as lots of other areas being worked, of course. Good. Breathing in, slowly coming up, so we're just gently easing up out of it. Exhaling, bringing your right hand down. Breathing in, left arm is coming up. On your exhalation, so just that nice little counter pose, coming down onto the right forearm, left arm over the ear, lovely stretch, stretching it out. Inhaling, come up slowly, and then exhaling, bring your arm down, bring your left leg back to that not as wide position, and we're going to finish off with that opening up movement. So we're going to be just massaging into the back a little bit when we do this one and opening the chest too. So you've got left hand on left leg, right hand on the floor behind. So just remember, just go as far as you can with this. Even just a little bit of a lift, because it's a very strengthening one, this one. So we're breathing in, see if we can get that bottom up, left toes down, pelvis forward. That might be enough. You just come down if it's enough. And the next part, touching the left shoulder, inhale, stretching the arm up, pelvis forward. And then taking left arm over and arching back, looking behind you, and then taking some relaxed deep breaths. And then exhaling, come back up slowly and lower the bottom gently to the floor, and then release. Stretch out the legs, a little shake of the legs. Roll the shoulders and reverse. And then just to finish off with a little releasing one, open the legs a little with the knees bent and pull those buttocks outwards, and then grabbing down. So this is a lovely one for just stretching out that lower and lumbar part of the back that we worked. It's also just a little pelvic stretch too. So clasping down near the ankles and then inhaling, lifting, extending the spine. On your exhalation, pulling the upper body forward, you can just relax and release the arms to whatever position is working well. coming forward between the legs, opening up so you can feel that little bit of a groin stretch, massaging the abdominal organs again in this one. Just a couple of breaths there. And then release. Come up slowly and relax. Flop the knees and the feet. And good. So that is going to be our session for the seated part of this Solar Plexus centered class. So in a moment we're going to come back and finish off the class by doing just a little Asana in the lying down position. So you can either have a little break or come back straight away to finish off the class. So here we are back again to do the final Asana for this Solar Plexus class. Now, for lying down postures, some of you may wish to have a little support for under your head. So I've got this little cushion support which I'm going to place where my head is going to go. And just remember, you might also want to have a little support underneath the lower back area, sometimes a soft cushion, some people as well. So we're going to come down slowly, and this is a good one also for working on strengthening the core. The solar plexus is the core element as well, so it's that abdominal muscles that we're working on, but also pulling up through the pelvic floor as well. So the hands are on the thighs, and we take a deep breath in, exhaling, tucking the chin towards your chest. Draw the belly in, pull up the pelvic floor muscles, and begin to slowly come down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just really focusing on keeping those heels to the floor and rolling down gradually with control. Eventually, just if you've got a little support for your head, just make sure that's positioned in a comfortable position under your head. And then release your legs, stretch them out, give them a good shake. Take a deep breath in, raising arms over your head. Point the toes away, arching and lifting up the rib cage. Lovely, lovely stretch. And then exhale, bring your arms slowly down beside you. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Lift and tuck the tailbone under. Bring your knees towards your chest, hugging over the top of the knees for those who can, or tucking hands under and squeezing down if that's not working. So this one we're squeezing in to the abdominal area, but it's also a lovely stretch for the lower back. Place your hands on your knees and rotate the knees slowly and smoothly. And then reversing the direction. And then back to the center, and then just drawing one knee forward, one knee back, rocking a little to the side as you do that. So it's a little gentle happy baby movement, or one of the versions of the happy baby. It's just the gentle, relaxed one. And then coming back into the center position, placing your feet on the floor, a little away from your body. So we're going to do a basic gentle spinal twist, just preparing the spine and preparing the solar plexus area for a little bit of a stronger asana to finish off our class. So the arms out to shoulder height, palms on the floor. Breathing deeply, exhaling, take your knees to your right and your head to the left. Just relax there for a moment, a couple of relaxed breaths. Breathing in, coming back to center, exhaling, knees going to the left and the head to the right. And again, just relax for a couple of breaths. Inhale, come back to center. So we're going to do exactly that again. Exhale, knees to the right and the head to the left. Inhale, come back to centre, and then exhaling, knees to the left, head to the right. And then inhaling, coming back to the centre, stretching the legs out, and then bringing your arms down beside you. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do a version of the boat posture, or Navasana, but this version of the boat, we're focusing on strengthening and massaging and toning the abdominal area, so all of those organs of the abdominal cavity, plus the muscles, strengthening all of those abdominal muscles, also strengthening around the back, the lumbar part of the spine and the back. So we're going to start with our hands clasped behind our head, and we're just going to work on the upper body aspect of this boat posture first. So we take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, pressing the hands to the head and just lifting your head up, bringing your chin towards your chest and look towards your toes. And you can breathe, you just take a couple of breaths while you're looking at your toes. And you'll start to notice that the abdominal muscles start to engage a little bit. Breathing in, coming back down, just have a little rest. So next time we come up, we're going to go a little bit further, still just upper body work. Breathing deeply. On your exhalation, bring your head up first and then rolling up through the shoulders a little bit more. So you've got a little bit of the back is coming off the floor, and hold. And again, you keep breathing, but it's just not deep breaths, just relaxed, normal breaths. And then inhale, come back to centre, and then relax your arms down beside you, and just a little release of the neck by rolling your head from side to side. And do that a couple of times, and then bring your head to centre. So now we're going to do a little extension of that by bringing upper body and also the feet off the floor as well. And we're going to move through the gentler to stronger work. So we're going to start off with just a more gentler version. This time you're going to bring your arms down beside you with your palms facing your body. Breathe in deeply, exhaling, lifting the head up again, just to a little bit, so head coming up, and then see if we can lift up the legs a little bit and hold. So you just sort of feel a little bit more work into the belly. Breathing as well. And then lower down. Once again, just relax. And again, it's always good to just release your neck after these, because they can be quite strong on the neck. So we just roll the head from side to side. Now, if you found that strong enough, then you're just going to simply repeat what we just did. If you want to take it a little bit further, we're going to move up slightly higher than what we did just then. So the arms are beside you again. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, lifting the head and the shoulders this time, and lifting the legs a little bit higher. So we're balancing a bit more on the bottom. So we're making this boat shape. Hold and breathe. Feeling the belly now is really engaged. And then inhale, come to the first position. And then inhale, come down. Once again, just relax. You can give your belly a little bit of a massage too. And then gently roll your head from side to side and back to centre. So the final version of this boat posture that we're going to do, we're going to take it up a little bit further, and we're going to, so it's going to be just a more intense version of the boat posture. If you've done enough already, you just rest, or just do what version you are able to do. So back again, nice neck in line with the spine, arms down beside you, feet together. Breathe in deeply, exhale, bringing head up first, in the shoulders, bringing the legs up a little bit more, and then see if you can come up a little bit more with the legs and the upper body. Just try and keep nice and steady, balancing on the bottom, breathing as you're holding. Inhale, come down to that second position. Inhale, come down to first position. And then inhale, come down all the way. Relax. Flop the knees and the feet. Once again, we do our little roll of the head from side to side, back to centre, and then bend your knees. Tuck the tailbone forward and under. Bring your knees back up towards your chest, squeezing down or hugging underneath. Hold. Place the hands on the knees and rotate them slowly. And reverse. Coming back to the centre, so you can either roll over to your side to come up slowly, or doing the rocking and rolling movement, which is a little more vigorous for this nice little massage for the spine, which I'm going to do for you. So bringing your head up, chin tucked down, and begin to rock forwards and backwards, keeping chin tucked right down towards the chest and rocking up to sit all the way up. So that completes the Asana practices of this class. So if you wish to conclude the solar plexus with the beautiful meditation practice, it's a Kundalini meditation practice that we're doing for the solar plexus, then please click on my video, which is entitled Solar Plexus Charging, and it's a traditional Kundalini energy meditation. So it'll be working on balancing, strengthening and harmonizing the energies of this area of the body, the solar plexus center. It's a beautiful healing meditation. So for anybody that has digestive issues of any kind, this is a wonderful meditation practice. So please do follow this class with that meditation if you have time. If you don't have time, then do that meditation practice on its own, and you can do it whenever you want to. It's a nice one to do, particularly at the end of the day, but any time of day it is suitable for. It will help to bring gentle warmth into your body. So I hope you've enjoyed this Asana class for Manipura, the solar plexus energy center. Namaste.